friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today I'm doing my Christmas book haul. These are all books that I received during Christmas time, whether it be from fellow booktubers or my family and friends, or books I bought myself for Christmas, but this is my Christmas book haul. Just as a disclaimer, of course, Christmas is not about the presents, it's about the friends and family. But honestly, moving into 2020, you really shouldn't be clicking on this video if you have no interest in it, and stop wasting your time and energy on things that make you unhappy. So I really don't know why you're here if you don't like these videos. I love them. I will binge watch these videos so heavily, regardless of whether it's around Christmas time or just throughout the year, so that's why I'm making this. So we will start with the books that I purchased for myself throughout the Christmas season with my own money. First, I purchased Rise of the Isle of the Lost. This is the third book in the Descendants series by Melissa de la Cruz. If you don't know, the Descendants series is about the children of the Disney villains. Next, I purchased Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. This is the sequel to Carry On, which I already own. I have Carry On and Wayward Son, but I have not read Fangirl yet, so I want to read that first. But if you don't know, Fangirl tells the story of this girl who writes a fanfiction, and then Carry On and Wayward Son are the fanfiction that she writes in that book. Next, I picked up There Will Come a Darkness. I really don't know much about this book. It was just on the 50% off Barnes & Noble sale, and it looked really incredible, so I picked it up. The first thing says, for generations, the 7 prophets used their visions of the future to end worlds and unite nations until the day 100 years ago when they disappeared. So, I mean, it sounds really good, so I'm excited. And this is by Katie Rose Poole. Next, I was at a Goodwill, and they had their books marked down very heavily, and I happened to come across this ARC. It says, advanced reading copy not for sale, hardcover publication May 2013. I've never heard of this book. It's called The Originals by Kat Patrick. 17-year-olds Liza, Ella, and Betsy Best grew up as identical triplets until they discovered a shocking family secret. They're actually closer than sisters. They're clones. So, I mean, it sounded interesting, and it's an ARC, so I was excited to grab this. It was literally 59 cents. Next, in the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale, I picked up The Light at the Bottom of the World, and I 100% bought this based on the cover. I think the cover looks incredible. It looks like an under the sea, like Atlantis kind of story. This is by London Shaw, and the first sentence says, in the last days of the 21st century, sea creatures swim through the ruins of London. I mean, guys, sounds incredible. I'm excited. Next, I got this for 25 cents at a store. It is called Black City by Elizabeth Richards. Hopefully this isn't a sequel like I did the last time I bought a sequel and thought it was the first in the series. So yeah, I don't know what this is about. It says, in the aftermath of a brutal and bloody war in the still smoldering Black City, 16-year-olds Natalie Buchanan and Ash Fisher do the unthinkable. They fall in love. So it sounds like a dystopian love story. I love the Hunger Games, I love the Fifth Wave, so I think this is right up my alley. Next is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and if you don't know, this is the Half-Blood Book Club pick of the month for January. Our live show will be on February 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and from what I know, this tells the story of a librarian or some kind of bookish person who's reading books and actually starts discovering his life taking place in the books. So I've heard a lot of feedback that it's very similar to Strange the Dreamer, and also this author is the author of The Night Circus, which I've heard very good reviews about, so I'm excited to pick this up. Next is 1,000 Pieces of You, another book I got for 59 cents at Goodwill. I've seen it very hyped before, or at least I've seen it around a lot, maybe not hyped, so I guess we'll find out what it's about. And lastly, I picked up Book 2, the complete collection of the Orange manga, and if you don't know, this is like my favorite manga ever. I finished Book 1 last year and fell in love, and I needed Book 2, so I just bought it for myself. Now moving on to books that my friends and or fellow booktubers have sent me. The first one is As Old as Time, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell, which is, I believe, a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. My best friend Marie sent this to me in a Disney gift exchange that we did for each other, so I was super pumped to receive this. Next, I received The Queen of Nothing, the regular edition by Holly Black, and this came from Tabby from Tabby's Book Nook. And I am super excited. I've been collecting both the regular edition and the Barnes & Noble edition of the whole series, which is strange because I don't even know if I really like it yet, so yeah. Next was sent to me by Sadie from Sadie Joyful, and she sent me the entire Selection series box set. I have heard very good things about this series. I really don't know entirely what it's about. I think it's got Bachelor vibes mixed with fantasy or something like that, but a lot of people have recommended that I read this series thinking that I will like it, so now I can just read, I think this is the whole series in one. And then Sadie also picked up The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White for me. This was our Half-Blood Book Club pick of the month for December, and I already read this, and as you can see, it was very annotated. This is actually the first book I ever annotated, and I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It is a King Arthur retelling, and the plot twists and everything in this are incredible. Lastly, I received this book, which is Orange to the Future, obviously the third and final book in the Orange manga collection. So I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I still really wanted it to complete my Orange manga collection, so I'm really excited about this. And this came from Tori at Medusa Reads, so thank you so much. And thank you guys, all of you who sent me books. I really, really appreciate it. Never expected really anything out of that. But I'm so appreciative of you and your friendship, and I love you all. Oh, I forgot to mention a book that I bought for myself. I think I've shown this on my booktube before, but I also did pick up the classic Barnes & Noble edition of Winnie the Pooh. Now moving into books that my family and boyfriend picked up for me. The first one I'm super excited about is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I have talked about nonstop how badly I want this. This was probably the #1 book I wanted for Christmas this year because I read Caraval last year and have not had Legendary to continue the series, but I do own Finale and then also an arc of Finale, so I really, really wanted to continue the series. Thank you, Mom. Next, I received 2 books from my aunt and uncle and cousins. The first one was the Barnes & Noble of The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. As I already stated, I'm collecting both the regular and the Barnes & Noble editions of the series, so now I have both the regular and the Barnes & Noble of The Queen of Nothing, so I think the only thing I need now is Barnes & Noble edition of The Wicked King. Next, I got Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, probably my #2 most wanted book of 2020 slash 2019, but for Christmas. I'm pumped. I'm like seriously stoked. I'm so happy. This is the sequel to Skyward, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. Next, I received Why We Love Disney, The Power of the Disney Brand by Andy Stein. This came from my grandparents. They actually found this at a thrift store, I believe, and I'm impressed. There's hardly ever anything Disney at thrift stores, and I'm really happy that they thought of me when they saw this book because I actually worked at Disney World in 2016 and 2018 for internships, and I'm just obsessed with Disney, honestly, so I always love learning more about Disney and the Disney brand and the parks and everything about Disney. And speaking of Disney, my parents picked up this an American Original Walt Disney biography by Bob Thomas, and as I stated, I love Disney and learning all things about Disney, so this is a great piece to add to my collection. And the last 3 books that I received for Christmas come from my boyfriend Anthony. The first one is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. I believe Shay Earnshaw also wrote The Winter Wood, which was one of my top books of 2019, so I'm super excited about reading this one. I also got the Full Metal Alchemist, the Full Metal Edition Volume 1 by Hiromo Arakawa. I probably butchered that name, I'm so sorry, but I am super excited to start this manga. I've been reading the Dragon Ball manga with him, and I told him that I'm really interested in picking up the Full Metal Alchemist series, and he listened. And the last book of 2019 Christmas was my Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone Hufflepuff edition. So this is by J.K. Rowling, obviously, but it is the Hufflepuff edition. So we've got the badger like emblem on the front, dedication, patience, loyalty, 20 years of Harry Potter magic. On the side, the spine is the Hufflepuff. On the back, we've got the Fat Friar, which is the ghost of Hufflepuff, and then the pages are sprayed to be Hufflepuff colors, and I love this. So again, thank you so much to the fellow booktubers, thank you so much to my friends and family, and thank you so much to my parents and Anthony, and I just love all of you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Please let me know down below what your favorite book you received for Christmas was, or any holidays that you celebrate. If you received any gifts, please let me know and what you got. I freaking love these videos, so if you have a Bookish kind of Christmas haul or holiday haul, please link it down below because I'm struggling to find any videos. I think it's the YouTube algorithm, so please feel free to link your videos down below. I love watching them. I will absolutely watch and comment on them, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll check in with you in my next one. Bye, friends!